What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back with another rendition of our top 10 hottest Pokemon cards of the week segment. Folks, in today's video we'll be analyzing 10 cards that I have noticed have had significant gains in the past week or two, especially compared to what they were selling for at the beginning of summer. So we're going to analyze the beginning of summer sales versus the end of summer sales for these cards. And I think you'll be very surprised to see the percentage increase on a lot of these cards. Folks, a very quick shout out to today's video sponsor. It's the one and only PokeNotify. PokeNotify is a Discord server of TCG monitors that offers the fastest notifications on drops, restocks, and deals, covering hundreds of websites in all major regions across the world. If you have PokeNotify, you'll be the first to be informed about upcoming drops, new cards to be released, and restocks at big box stores like Costco and Sam's Club. And you can test out their servers with a free 3-day trial right now, and after that, please use code TOP10POKEMON for 25% off your first month. A link to the website to sign up will of course be in the description of this video. Thank you so much for your support, folks. Alright, I got 10 cards for you that I believe are doing exceptionally well right now. Let's start this list off with a couple of Shining cards. Here we have the Shining Rayquaza from Shining Legends. In PSA 10, this card was selling at the beginning of summer, so the first week or two of June, for about $283. Here's another sale for about $275. Not too shabby, but this card in the past week has had a sale of $425 all the way up to $510, and that is an 85% increase in about 3 months for this card. But like I said, it wasn't until the past 2 weeks this card really shot up, and it's for good reason, folks. It's a Rayquaza, it's a Shining card, it's from Shining Legends, a very expensive and very desired modern set, which leads me to the next card on the list. It's another Shining card from Shining Legends, the Shining Mew, that was selling as a PSA 10 a few months ago for about $300 to about $301. That was the market price for this card back then. Now we are seeing sales of $564 up to $565. So as you can see, very consistent price points here, and that is an 88% increase on this beautiful Shining Mew. And I'll tell you what, folks, Mew might be the Pokemon of the year. There are so many amazing Mew cards that have come out, commanding some serious price tags, so it's no surprise that this card is surging in value, right? On to the next card, which is no stranger to top 10 lists. It is this Charmander Elite Trainer Box promo, the Pokemon Center version that is, was selling as a PSA 10 back in early June for about $1,350. Here's another sale for $1,325 and went down to about $1,275. So once again, pretty consistent price points there, but man, check out this recent sale of $3,300 for this card. And that is a 158% increase on easily the best Black Star promo from the Sword and Shield era. I don't think anybody can really argue this. The prices speak for themselves. This is a phenomenal card through and through. Up next, I got 3 Eeveeutions for you. They're actually the very first 3 Eeveeutions in the Pokemon TCG. Here we have this Black Star promo Eeveeutions VMAX that was selling as a PSA 10 for about $435. Here's another sale, was for about $415. But this card has about doubled, really, maybe even more than doubled in value, selling recently for $860. Here's another sale for $880, which is a 112% increase. And let's just go right into the next Eeveeution. We have this Flareon VMAX. This sold as a PSA 10 for $310 back in early June. Here's another sale for about $320. But recently sold and auctioned for $680, which is a 120% increase on this Eeveeution. And lastly, we have this Jolteon VMAX, which has done the best out of these 3. It used to sell for $326. Here's another sale for $330 as a PSA 10, but has had 2 recent sales for $880, and that is a 170% increase. And out of the first 3 Eeveeutions, Jolteon was always my favorite, and it seems to be the most expensive one here, folks. Up next, we have from Celebrations this Gold Pikachu V promo card in PSA 10. Was selling earlier this summer for about $235. Now, folks, this card is selling for $550. Here's another sale for $569, all the way up to $660 for this card, which is a 180% increase from what it was selling for just a couple of months ago. Now, if you don't know, the price point for these boxes have also doubled in the past month or so, and I think the big reason why is because a lot of the promos you get out of this box are making some big bucks in auction. Not only this card, but the base set Pikachu reprint card, the metal card, also the metal Charizard is skyrocketing, so a lot of cards from this box are going up in value, so the box itself is as well. Next up, we have this guy right here, a card we've been seeing over and over and over again, but folks, I have to talk about it again. It's the Mew EX SIR from Paldean Fates. Was selling back in June for about $690. Here's a sale for $660. But for some reason or another, this card has blown up in the past 2 weeks, big time, selling an auction for an even $2,000 all the way up to $2,126 for a PSA 10 copy, and that is a 227% increase. I'm going to go ahead and say that 2025 has cemented this card as iconic, to say the very least. This is by far the most desirable card from Paldean Fates, and the price tag of a PSA 10 just keeps going up and up and up. Let's take a break from graded cards and talk about some sealed product. How about that Ancient Origins booster box? Now, a lot of the cards from Ancient Origins have been going crazy the past couple of months. Here is an Ancient Origins box that sold a couple of months ago for $3,700. Here's another one that sold for $3,583. But recently, we have seen auction sales of this box for $8,175, all the way up to $9,474, which is a 164% increase on this XY booster box. Before we get to the number one card on today's list, let's go over just one honorable mention. It would have to be this Zapdos EX from the 151 set. Was selling as a PSA 10 for about $195 to about $200 pretty consistently, but recently this card has gone up quite a bit, selling for $380 up to about $385, which is a nice 97% increase. Which leads me to the number one card on today's list. It's a promo card from Celebrations. It is the Light Toxtricity. In PSA 10, I had to go back a little bit further than summertime to about the beginning of May. This card was selling as a PSA 10 for $242. But some of the recent sales have blown that number out of the water. Here's an auction sale of $791, another one for $830. And folks, that is a 243% increase on this Light Toxtricity. I'm not sure why it's exploding the way it is, but Celebrations as a whole is really gone up so much, as to be expected. We got the 30th anniversary coming around the corner, so that's usually when other anniversary sets kind of do very well. So yeah, what do you think about this card, folks? Thank you so much for watching, folks. I appreciate it more than you know. As always, please leave a comment letting me know what you thought about the video, and maybe some cards that you have seen go up in value recently. Let me know about them. I look forward to hearing from you. And that's all I got. I'll catch you in my next one.